terrestrial and aquatic ecosystem. Question 1. Consider the following statements regarding factors limiting the productivity of aquatic habitats. 1. Cold water has less oxygen with respect to warm water that affects survival of aquatic organisms. 2. Small changes in water temperature poses a great threat to the survival of aquatic organisms. 3. Sunlight penetration determines the extent of plant distribution in aquatic habitat. Which of the statements given above are correct? A. 1 and 2 only. B. 2 and 3 only. C. 1 and 3 only. D. All of the above. Question 2. Consider the following statements regarding food chains. 1. In an aquatic ecosystem, the detritus food chain is the major conduit for energy flow. 2. In a terrestrial ecosystem, the grazing food chain is the major conduit for energy flow. 3. Grazing food chain and detritus food chain interact with each other at some levels. Which of the statements given above are correct? A. 1 and 2 only. B. 2 and 3 only. C. 3 only. D. All of the above. Question 3. Consider the following statements regarding eutrophication. 1. It causes a tremendous increase in the primary productivity of the ecosystem. 2. It leads to a condition known as algal bloom which restricts the penetration of sunlight. 3. It is primarily seen in lakes and rivers due to the leaching of phosphate or nitrate-containing fertilizers. Which of the statements given above are incorrect? A. 1 and 2 only. B. 2 and 3 only. C. 1 and 3 only. D. None of the above. Question 4. Consider the following statements regarding estuarine ecosystem. 1. An estuary is a semi-enclosed coastal body of water which is the most productive region. 2. Glacial processes and tectonic processes are one of two physical geomorphic processes responsible for estuary formation. 3. Commercial fishing and siltation destroys the estuary ecosystem of Chilka Lake which is a part of Montreal's record. Which of the statements given above are correct? A. 1 and 2 only. B. 2 and 3 only. C. 1 and 3 only. D. All of the above. Question 5. Consider the following statements regarding desertification in India. 1. India is not a signatory to the United Nations Convention to Combat Desertification. 2. Desertification and Land Degradation Atlas shows the statewide data of land degradation is released by Council for Scientific and Industrial Research, CSIR. 3. Vegetation degradation, the temporary or permanent reduction in the density, structure, species composition of vegetation cover is the largest contributor for desertification. 4. India witnessed an increase in the level of desertification in 28 states and union territories between 2011-13 and 2018-19. Which of the statements given above are incorrect? A. 1, 2 and 3 only. B. 2, 3 and 4 only. C. 1, 2 and 4 only. D. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Question 6. Consider the following statements regarding forest types in India. 1. The productivity and community stability of a boreal forest are lower than those of any other forest ecosystem. 2. Tropical dry evergreen forests are found throughout the northern part of the country except in the northeast. 3. Subalpine forests extend from Kashmir to Arunachal Pradesh between 2900 to 3500 meters. Which of the statements given above are correct? A. 1 and 2 only. B. 2 and 3 only. C. 1 and 3 only. D. 1, 2 and 3. Question 7. Consider the following statements about deforestation. 1. The Deforestation Declaration was signed by 100-plus countries which represented over 90% of forests across the world. 2. India is a signatory to the Deforestation Declaration. 3. The declaration commits to halt and reverse forest loss and land degradation by 2025 while delivering sustainable development and promoting an inclusive rural transformation. 4. Forest Conservation Act, 1980 is the nodal legislation that regulates deforestation in India. Which of the statements given above are correct? A. 1 and 3 only. B. 2 and 4 only. C. 1 and 4 only. D. 2, 3 and 4. Question 8. Consider the following statements regarding mangroves. 1. Mangroves are trees and bushes growing below the low water level of spring tides. 2. It produces pneumatophores, blind roots, to overcome respiratory problems in anaerobic soil conditions. 3. When they are degraded, their carbon is released as carbon dioxide, which contributes to global warming. 4. Mangroves for the Future program is the initiative of the IUCN and FAO. Which of the above statements are correct? A. 1 and 2 only. B. 2 and 3 only. C. 3 and 4 only. D. 1 and 4 only. Question 9. Consider the following statements regarding coral reefs. 1. Corals are the largest living structure on the planet, a marine invertebrate without a spine. 2. Australian Great Barrier Reef is the largest reef system in the world. 3. Reef systems are non-resilient and incapable of recovering after disturbances such as cyclones and heat stress. Select the correct answer using the codes given below. A. 1 and 3 only. B. 3 only. C. 1 and 2 only. D. 2 only. Question 10. Consider the following statements regarding coral reefs. 1. Coral has a symbiotic relationship with zooxanthellae that assist the coral in nutrient production through its photosynthetic activities. 2. The corals are generally fast-growing colonies of plants while zooxanthellae are slow-growing animals. 3. While the majority of coral reefs are found in tropical and subtropical water, there are also deep-water corals in colder regions. 4. Among the 4 major reef areas of India, Gulf of Kutch are found to be very rich in species diversity. Which of the statements given above are correct? A. 1 and 2 only. B. 1 and 3 only. C. 2 and 4 only. D. 1 and 4 only.